All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm going to read the prologue for Papi's Life, the story of Aaron Preemo Beltran, available on Amazon. It's written by me, Aaron McKrell. You can check the video before this, which includes the back cover description and the introduction. Okay, here we go. It took a bullet to the gut for Preemo to become a family man. South Texas rapper Preemo, born Aaron Manuel Beltran, sacrificed stability, family, and even a home to pursue a career as an MC. But no matter how many cities he flocked to, shows he rocked, or albums he dropped, he could never fix a heart that was broken by a broken home. It took a long time for Preemo's head to catch up to his heart, but his friend and collaborator Trillian knew what Preemo really wanted from how he related to Trillian's family. "I think he was always looking for a good family, whether he realized it or not," Trillian said. It wasn't until Preemo fell in love with his publicist that he eventually put family before his career and is living happily ever after with his wife and their 2 kids. But even that didn't happen until he stared death in the face one hot July night on the south side of Houston. Okay, now we're going to read Chapter 1. Chapter 1, so you can see the photos here, graciously provided by Aaron Beltran and Ernesto Beltran. The top left, that's Leonard Jones, Preemo's stepfather. On the right there, that's Lisa Jones, his mother. And on the bottom, that's Ernesto Beltran, his biological father. Chapter 1. Pop's coming around again, drama, plenty. Said he'd pick me up, I was calm, sitting, but after 6 hours it was just Mom, with me. Preemo, I understand. Aaron Manuel Beltran was born on March 4th, 1980, into a cycle of fatherlessness. Born to a Mexican father, Ernesto, and a white mother, Lisa, Aaron saw how Ernesto hardly knew his own father. Ernesto wasn't around much either, especially after Lisa got fed up with his abuse and took her kids to Phoenix to get away from him. Ernesto followed them, but wasn't really present in his kids' lives. But Aaron has one amazing memory with his father. Ernesto, a musician himself, called Aaron out of the blue and asked if he wanted to go to a Beach Boys concert. "I was like, dude, I would go anywhere with you," Aaron recalled. "I'm just glad you're calling me right now." Aaron didn't have a relationship with his heavenly father either. A few negative experiences turned him off the church, and when he was 8 years old, he prayed to make his baseball league's all-star team. He didn't make the team and didn't pray again for another 25 years. There was one steady male figure in his life, though. His mother married Leonard Jones, a black man from Philadelphia. Leonard, a U.S. Army veteran, was strict with Aaron and his big sister, Michelle. But Leonard also put Aaron onto the stylings of jazz, soul, funk, and hip-hop. "Everything I know about music, I got from my stepfather and his sensibility," Aaron said. When Aaron was 9 years old, the family welcomed his half-brother, Jordan, into the world. Even in Leonard, Aaron didn't fully have someone to look up to. The family moved from city to city, presumably because Leonard kept finding better and better work. In actuality, Leonard's infidelity was the grease to their wheels, as inevitable heat with the other woman led him to flee to a new zip code. When Aaron was 12, they settled in Brownsville, Texas, a city of around 120,000 people at the time. It was right on the U.S.-Mexico border, and Aaron thought it might as well have been in Mexico, as every teacher and student spoke Spanish in school. And then one day, Leonard mysteriously disappeared. Lisa was left alone to care for 2 young children who were becoming increasingly wild and free. Michelle began dating drug dealers and gangbangers. Aaron, 2 years her junior, thought she and her boyfriends were the epitome of cool. Under their influence, he started acting out more and more. "I grew up really fast," Aaron said. The source of the Beltran kids' reckless behavior was a gaping wound inflicted by a traumatic family event years before. Without Leonard to rein them in, they were out of control. "I don't know where he was, but I wouldn't have done half the stuff I was doing had he been here," Aaron said. "I know that for a fact because I was scared to death of him." Leonard's disappearance and increasingly apparent cheating only made Ernesto's absence more glaring. Aaron was angry with his father for not being there. You get a phone call every few years and it's just like, dude, what are you doing? Aaron said. Michelle ran away at age 13, so Lisa did whatever she could to keep Aaron from following in his sister's footsteps. She locked the windows at night and wouldn't let Aaron leave the driveway, but her suffocating tactics only drove him further away. I was a prisoner in my house, and that's the worst thing to do to a 12-year-old, Aaron recalled. His mother's constraints were mere nuisances compared to the crushing weight of Leonard's absence. Lisa was broken without her husband, and they eventually divorced in the early 2000s. It was a dark spirit in that house that was just so overbearing, Aaron said. He also started dating an older girl named Terry who lived in a dilapidated house on the proverbial other side of the tracks. Lisa hated Terry, which she made known to her son. By the time he turned 13, Aaron had full-blown rap dreams, was in love with Terry, and was fed up with his mother's restrictions. His frustration tripled up. He ran away 2 years after Michelle did with a bag of Cheerios to snack on. Years later, he laughed as he reminisced about his mindset at just 13 years old. My whole life is passing me by.